afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from the host Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland. We're off here top 1 versus 1 on some musky winter between the South. We got here Luciano fighting for America, freedom and democracy here with the 5th Armored Division and heavy cavalry, tactical support and rifle company with infantry. Well, the echelon and double tank gun versus the north. We got Porkepix fighting here for the Oberkommando West, Germany, Deutschland, taking on the role here of the 21st Panther Division with a breakthrough Overwatch and Spec Ops with triple infantry bulletin for him. We got a double focus sword here for Porkepix with double reactions for Luciano, followed up with some good old American riflemen. And he's moving north and east here, whereas we got some medium more northwestern movement there from Porkepix with his initial Sturm Pioneer squad as they advance through the cold and unforgiving land. First, they're heading south for the second squad. They're almost down there for Porkepix. Neither player has yet to go for doctrine here in the very opening moments of the game. No immediate sort of, well, intent there, sort of revealed through of strategy. Saying Southfoots there. I mean, in theory, they could fit in nicely here with Rifle Company and the flamethrowers here in the early game. Then 3 Browning light machine guns could also work quite well with them. We got more rifling away there for Luciano. Heading now north, centre and east. Well, west, centre, east. It's a bit difficult with this map, sort of, on those bits there. But then we've got Fulton saying Southfoots. Moving towards the centre as well, so both players sort of converging on it. The Porkepix so far seems more converging on the centre there. Northern point here secured. Steel pass moving down there towards the fuel there. Interesting to note, by the way, he's not like so many other players just converging everything on here, trying to push for this, but he's activating efforts here towards the west, which is good. Got a third filter on the way there, though he's still putting the primary effort here. They'll probably get to try to stick more effort into here. Steel pass moving down for the fuel there. No Bart White to defend the car front, which is what some players like to do. Filters there, 2 squads versus 1 rifle squad. They're both in heavy cover, or houses in this case actually pulls up into the cover as well. Out of the house and into the cover to sort of just got more firepower on them. Not a bad idea overall. There'll be 10 full grenadiers versus 5 riflemen. Had he had them in the house, there'd only be 8 full grenadiers versus 5 riflemen. So in this case, we can just bring more firepower to bear and more quickly bring down the health total and push them out there. Possibly overall getting, more time before any reinforcement can arrive. In fact, we've got a second squad moving in, setting up to flank. Squad there bleeding out. We've got a third rifle squad on the way there for Porkepix, for Luciano. And there we go, reacting now to the flank here again. All of a sudden, not looking too good. It's going to pop into it, of course. That's going to give him a strong position, but it's also at the same time going to be, 5 men, in this case only 4, but Max be able to fire back versus 10 full gunners. In this case, now see towards here to pop into the house as well. Fighting in the south here, full versus the echelons, and they manage to get into the house before the echelons. Now they pull away there. He's just going to keep them occupied. He's not going to fight there. Instead, it's going to take his efforts elsewhere. Basically, now just using this as a distraction to buy time. Very quick shift there tactically from Porkepix. Nice to see that. And there we go. All of a sudden, again, the south is a lot more open, a lot more exposed, and all of a sudden, again, this also makes a lot more sense. He's now keeping a more expensive unit occupied with a cheaper unit, while it then hits more valuable points. So again, I think that was a very good tactical assessment for Porkepix. We also now have in the first 3 minutes or so doctrine for both players. We got Overwatch from Porkepix versus Rifle Company from Luciano. We got mounts going down in the Cough Pond, and we got the truck out here. Also, a quick note, I will not be able to put out any, I remember it, videos about the upcoming patch once it gets hit on Tuesday. Of course, this video will be going up on Tuesday. But, of course, since the patch hits late evening, I'll first be able to get up any sort of replays and episodes featuring the new patch on Thursday. So, just a note there in case, someone gets a bit curious. But again, it hits sort of late in the evening for me. And while, of course, in theory, I could spend the evening then sort of doing it, it might not lead to any sort of good matches. So, I'd rather, take a bit more of a calm approach with that rather than trying to rush out anything. Few upon them being secured, but again won't matter so much because you also got this one. Fulton's now flanking behind the rifleman there. Very good move there against Luciano. We also got a mortar out from him here. The 81mm mortar, soon to be nerfed. Praise the Lord. Battle group headquarters going up there for Porkepix, and I attempt there the mechanized regiment. Riflemen there falling back as German infantry charge forwards, though some of the German infantry might want to consider moving in a different direction and get some reinforcements. We got the reactions advancing with flamethrowers, so double flamethrowers could actually be an option there for Luciano. Could make it difficult for Porkepix to use heavy cannon for that into the buildings. Steel opponents counter-attacking into the reactions here. Low on health though, so theoretically could pull it off himself in the right position, then you get some good hits. But the problem is, he's finding out in the open, he's probably not paying attention. That means the Steel Pioneers in light cover will have the upper hand. Mortar at the front line now. Folks, they're dealing, slowly falling back in the face of the flamethrowers from Luciano and the 5th Armoured Division in the southeast. Folks are standing about there. They got nothing much going on here. Troops not being reinforcing. But get assault rifles here for Porkepix. We can get Panther section of Steel Pioneers. And in here there's also Goliaths down the road. So right now his base has sort of got 2 of the abilities already essentially are not there. The fort receivers and of course the early warning. I mean, these passes rather mean, of course, you can quickly sort of get a lot of the doctrine's abilities used without having to really put any effort into it, if you will. But there it goes, actually going for a Goliath there. The Kedma following up as well, so that's a very early Goliath there for Porkepix. In the south right, and they're getting ready to attack the fuel point. You'll probably soon get to know what doctrine's opponent gone as soon as the first flare goes off. My god, it's fireworks! It's a flare, Lewis. It's a flare. The Germans know we're here now. Oh. Good thing for the riflemen, there's no real friendly fire on the artillery. Or at least it's very, 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 very little. So we've got double flamethrowers there for Luciano. Porkepix with no flamethrowers. The Kenra for the sending out there for Porkepix, and back here, not much going on there. Medic's fun going up, and we got the Goliath there slowly moving ahead. It was actually sort of wire controlled by in terms of remote controlling. And generally it was sort of escorted by some either pioneers or some users there'd be sort of specific vehicles for it. These were known as a Funkline Abteilung, I believe, or Company. It could be then controlled by Stuks. Tigers or King Tigers apparently were sort of the common ones there. So as a fun fact, Tiger tanks and such will not always go to heavy Tiger, companies, but actually also go towards, radio control units, then sort of control Goliath and the bigger brother, the Borgward 4B.
Just took the battlefield.
Which was much bigger, in fact, had to be driven up by some guy, then driving in a large self-propelled vehicle filled with explosives, then to the front line. Do not envy that guy. Not north there. Goliath actually gets a wipe. Riflemen completely scattered across the area. Wow. Not very often you get to see that. A successful Goliath. But it worked out there for Porkepix, and Luciano suffered a loss. They've got a Stuart light tank on the way for him though. The Reaction charging force of Volksmen is they are low on health, so there's a chance here. The Reactions could pull it off to hear the support from the mortar, and there we go. Ludwig's dead. Jurgens from Johnson, there you go, falls back towards the house, but that's only going to make easy for the flamethrower, but at the same time it's going to give them some time to just buy distance here between them and the Reactions. Pushing towards the centre of Kedma for hiding out by the victory point. Volksmen, the Sturmpionier moving in. Obviously the Goliath, of course, while it did some good there, does mean that longer term he's not going to be able to upgrade a lot of infantry, that meaning so it's going to be a sort of short burst of sort of victory, but it could in some ways hurt him as well that he does make really good on it, and that at least he got a kill with it. Otherwise that would have been a much bigger loss for Luciano. For Porkepix, if Luciano then began really upgrading his members, say BERs as well, in which case again he'd then not have the munitions to go for assault rifles as Volksmen, and that way he had a slight chance of equalising things. Captain rolling forwards there, Stuart on the way as well. Sturm Pioneers kind of hanging to the southern field point there, pushing away the Germans there. Captain falling out. Stuart rushing hit base and supporting. I can't know for that. Need to cover there with the Stuart, but he's not aware of it. Oh! Shooting right like that. Could see a wipe, could see a wipe. Very close to a wipe. Kenrith turns about, but still, if he loses the Volksguns, Kenrith drew away fire from the Volksguns, allowing them to get away without getting annihilated. That was a bit of luck there for Porkepix. That was a bit of luck there. He should have taken a different path there in the first place. They were just instant retreating there. Except rather sent them straight into the line of fire of the Stuart light tank. So that was actually kind of lucky there for Porkepix. Unfortunately, they're going for the cough bomb there, denying him access to the munitions his opponent. Nothing further going on there in Luciano's base. He could go for some more riflemen. He probably should, to be honest. Weapon racks would also be a good idea, and I think more focus on one of the fuel points. He's getting, I think, 2 focus on the centre, at least one on the southern fuel point, but they probably should be trying to make a bigger push to secure one of the other fuel points, because otherwise, Porkepix will have to have a good chance of sort of getting ahead of Luciano. In fact, he's already tagged up. Here we got the Schwer Panzer quarters now going up for Porkepix, and Luciano certainly has got no option for immediately getting up medium armour, so he's actually going to be in a disadvantage position. There we go. Against Porkepix. Because while he does have the light tank for now, resource-wise, Porkepix will be able to get out of a tank faster than him, and that's going to threaten the Stuart. So we'll have to see how that Luciano sort of ultimately handles it. Women moving up there, folks are doing quite well there. Man's going off, Captain moving for the fuel point, Stuart moving southwards. We've got another Goliath on the way for Porkepix. He's really just willing to sacrifice his sort of long-term capabilities in theory by just going for a lot of those Goliaths. So that is the second Goliath here arriving for him. Moving ahead. Bit of fun around here. Captain versus Fultz Grenadiers. Some support there from the Stud would be, I think, quite good. Would allow him to sort of decisively turn it around. And maybe a small chance of wiping out the Fultz Grenadiers. Back here, nothing further going on still. No weapon racks. No, nothing else. Got the Kenner moving up. He's probably expecting his opponent to try and, attack counter here with the Steward around the point. Definitely not a bad assessment. In this case, it's going to work out there. But in this case, he does make a mistake, which is he doesn't cloak it as he gets close, allowing the Steward in this case to spot and quickly disengage. He does suffer a hit, but he could easily have gotten rather ugly there, I think, for Porkepix. That was a bit risky there. Captain there pushed back. Fuel point has been defended. At the same time, Southern One being harassed again here by Porkepix's full Grenadiers. Reactions are assaulted. Need to get the Steward down there. Otherwise, yeah, Luciano's going to lose the fuel point. In fact, he's already lost the fuel point. So Porkepix slowly establishing control again here with the 21st Panzer Division.
Armor here.
Steward rolling ahead. Ambulance following up there for Luciano. We got troops are healing and forcing.
Enemy is overrunning one of our captured
We
points.
do have fresh rifle there following up there for Luciano. That is good. That is good. There you go. Big push here towards some fuel point. He's actually moving the Steward. He's willing to risk the Panther first here against Porkepix and his Fultz Grenadiers. In this case, it looks like there's no Panther forthcoming, and it actually ends up somewhat ugly there, but ultimately not too ugly. No wipes here. Fighting in the center intensifies as Porkepix launching an assault. They're still suffering quite heavily. Fultz is pushing up grenades. Steward moving back here to deal with it. In theory, I mean, also very important to note here, he's actually putting effort into it. Again, a lot of places just completely focus here, but Porkepix is very wisely also focusing on the northwestern side of Samorski, allowing him again to attack in through here. So, I mean, that's definitely, I think, deserves mention. And, some credit there, because, again, it makes it a lot harder for Luciano to defend, because, again, he now has to worry about attacks through here, here, and then here. I mean, again, that makes it a lot harder to defend, because then that's to consider a lot more fire angles. That makes the defense a bit tricky. There you go. A lot of flares going off. Units dying horribly. Captain almost wiped here. Reaction suffering. Got forced to sneak in there for the church. Stewart, they're doing what he can. But Luciano here is under a lot of pressure from Porkepix and the 21st Panzer Division. Going for a second Sturm Pioneer squad at this point. He hasn't actually really gotten any wipes, I think, on Porkepix too. Whereas by now he's actually lost 2 infantry units. One of those being the captain. So that's actually not too good there for Luciano. He also needs to connect the fuel point there. Goliath hiding here by the northwestern fuel point. I mean, it's basically a self-propelled demo charge if you get it off right. Obviously, it can be spotted from a safer distance, but if your opponent isn't paying attention, they just react a bit faster. You can then usually sort of get a wipe. Luciano then needs fuel points back. He should also try and deny Porkepix fuel points. You got the weapon racks fine on the way there. Healing, reinforcement, men marching out. Mortar there should consider pulling back a bit. I think he's trying to knock out the Schwerpanzer quarters here. Who's so far not having much luck. Big push to water center. There we go again. Mortar in a bad spot there. Again, we're with the Steward. Right here, Mortar got wiped there. That was tactically not very sound there by Luciano, and he got, I think, well-deserved punished for it. It was low in health, not fully reinforced. I mean, I'd be more surprised that he got away than, he got wiped there. That was definitely not the price decision there by Luciano, but finally got to move into the west. But again, will he move in and get a unit murdered by the Goliath? Safe distance, people. He has to sort of go out there and sort of try and, he just retreats. Ah, god damn it. I don't get paid enough to do this. I mean, I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be the one that had to do that either. I mean, one wrong move and everybody's going to go sky high. So, I mean, that's a pretty tense moment there for Luciano. Pretty tense moment. But there you go. Porkepix is going to be the first one to hit there with a tank. Panther 4 on the way. Rapid retreat. Assaulted here by 2 Sturm Pioneer squads. A lot of firepower in the hands there off Porkepix and the 21st Panzer Division. Got Reaction standing watch here, but they're not going to be much of a match either for the Sturm Pioneers. Not with this kind of concentration. Then again, when he separates them and then sends them out in the open, there was the flamethrower unit, which is veteran free. Small chance there for Luciano. Small, but at the same time, the reaction's not in a good condition either, so not huge either. But there you go. Stuart saved the day with its 37mm gun. Up north, fighting for the fuel there. Intensifies, so Fult's going to discount attack. And the Goliath is awaiting repairs. And he's actually going for another Goliath. He's just going for Goliaths all the time. That is, again, not very commonly seen there for sure. Back here, reinforcement, healing, BAR's being handed out there. That's good. Tech up for Luciano. There's going to be some tanks down the road. That is also good. Stood here versus Fult's Grenadiers. I think he's trying to buy time then to get over the Raketnefers, plus who knows what else. But at the same time, Luciano needs to be careful. I mean, he should be expecting Raketnefers to come from this area towards. In this case, he actually doesn't even Panther first. That might actually due to the fact, again, he can't afford them. Still, Stuart should pull away to a slightly safer distance. There we go. Rockets flying from across the lake. Second one, though, connects. In fact, gone a bit more uply there for the Stuart. In the south here, fighting there's the Storm Pioneers, so the flamethrowers to flush them out. Mortar there supporting Porkepix's assault. And we got a white phosphorus barrage going off somewhere. I think they're going to south. Storm Pioneers pushed out, but they'd only push them close to the riflemen who are not in cover. And the Storm Pioneers eventually to the rifle need to retreat. They need to retreat. Up north, Panther moves ahead there. He's got finally an anti-tank weapon. Otherwise, I mean, Luciano's got no anti-tank weapons whatsoever. So that Panther 4 will have a lot of freedom to just do what he wants there to Luciano. Not too good there. Anti-tank and almost around there for Luciano. But again, very important to note, again, he's actually using this part of the map. Again, so many players just get obsessed with this part, but Porkepix is very wise to keeping this part of mind. Again, it makes it easy for him to then control the center, or at least attack it, because, again, he's attacking from numerous angles. Going points there, firing down on the Germans. Actually, the Americans from the Germans here. But so far, actually, really hasn't done a lot of damage. Submarine head needs to be careful. Need to be careful, Luciano. Shot fired, missed the Panther 4 there. Model J, though technically the Model J would have, for the most part, the wired sort of mesh armored skirts on the tank itself. The hull would still have the sort of same thing. Of course, the major issue with the Panther 4 Model J was it had no generator or motor for the turret, so it was actually hand cranked, which over made a lot slower, a lot more awkward to turn about there. It also had a bigger fuel tank for sort of more range, though that rather came a bit too late. Got Ravenous for Kenneth, got demo charge going for the south. This time it didn't do much there for Porkepix at all. Fighting continues in the north here as well. Fultz is almost wiped out. They're close to finally getting wiped there against Porkepix. Close, but no cigar. Anti-tank gun there, trying to be careful around again the presence of the Panther 4. If he can catch it, it would be great there for Luciano. It's something a bit tricky. Meanwhile, Luciano's getting closer to the Sherman or perhaps an EC8. And of course, Porkepix could go for another Panther 4. Or he could, try and aim for a Panther here versus Luciano, which would definitely not be a bad idea either. Got the mortar advancing there for Porkepix. Anti-tank gun there standing at the ready. Looks in a lot of trouble. Need to get the anti-tank up. There we go. The Suka fire, I think, on the Panther 4. They're stunning it up as well. More hits there, more hits. Damn it. Engine. Panther 4 taking heavy damage there. Could be lost, could be lost. Anti-tank gets it. Stuart moves in there and knocks out the Panther 4. A huge loss there for Porkepix, who might have just gotten too overconfident. And with this, Luciano was able to punish Porkepix for his hubris. And utterly not is Panther 4 there suffering negligible damage in the process too. I mean, he still didn't even suffer a scratch. That's definitely not good there for Porkepix. That is not good. There you go, Panther 4 and the Stuart almost got the Storm Pioneers. Stuart getting off some more kills to this veteran too. Southern fuel pump being secured again. He can almost go for the EC8 tank there versus Porkepix, and certainly should do so. Stuart needs to get out of there. Almost got the Stuart. Looks like he lost another unit again. More riflemen. Oh no! He's trying to repair. Oh no! He tried to do engine repairs right in front of the enemy, and the Germans just jumped right into the Stuart light tank right under Luciano's nose. Not even in a second was enough to get back in there. Alright, guys. We're gonna... oh, crap. They stole the tank. We're not gonna mention this at all. So there we go. Porkepix, in one of the boldest maneuvers, punished Luciano for trying to very boldly repair his tank under fire and just upright stole the steward. It's not very often you actually see a player try that and then immediately lose it. I mean, it happens very fast. You can just do it in like a second, but even a second wasn't enough this time around. I think in part of this game because he couldn't quite see it to the house, so he just popped out there, and then the footsteps just ran around the corner and headed. That's actually kind of impressive. Thoughts of that being pushed back. He can soon go for the EC8, but it's still going to take some time. In fact, Porkepix is going to be easily close to getting a Panther himself. We've got a Goliath hiding around the corner there. Good work. Flares going off as the echelons assault the center with flamethrowers and bazookas. There we go, he can go for the EC8, he can go for the EC8. He definitely should. Of course, he might down the road and have to go for Jack's support. Now we got the Germans moving ahead, engaging the reaction site there with the bazooka ready to fire back. Rifle moving in. Probably should upgrade that raw rifle squad so it has a bit of a chance to absorb the veteran Germans. And there we go, he's finally going for the EC8, but at this stage, Porkepix is very close to be able to get in the Panthers. Even when the EC8 hits, it's going to very quickly find itself challenged and under fire from Porkepix's Panther.
The capture point is being overrun.
Pushing towards the centre there, Rifleman falling back as they realise they're not in a fighting worth condition there. Still a bit damaged, need to fall back there for the repairs. So not north there, we got Force charging, Force got big crew there, Major, but they're not enough. Too many assault rifles, too many Germans, and the Major gets murdered, leaving on the vehicle to fall back there under heavy fire. In the centre, the reactions also forced back there, almost wiped as well. But there we go, we got the EC8 out here. He should throw on the 50 caliber machine gun as soon as possible and take the fight to the Germans. And there we go, the Mar-2's being added. But as he's getting the 50 caliber, Porkepix is getting the Panther. There's going to be quite a challenge there for Luciano versus Porkepix. Goliath still hiding around the corner there. He's moving towards the west, northwest there, getting the Fultz team. Good hit there with his 76mm gun. And we got a quick retreat there from the Fultz gunners in the face of the EC8. As it goes on towards the next point, if he spots the Goliath there, though he needs to be careful though. But again, even there, I think the corner's... Oh, there we go, spotted it. And kaput. There's the second Goliath there, which we didn't do too much for Porkepix. Fulton now under fire, there we go, retreated as well. EC8 is giving here Luciano a lot of firepower on the move and something to really threaten Porkepix with. But we got the Panther out here, Panzerkampfwagen 5 arrived from the 21st Panzer Division's Panther Battalion, which is where Panther was organised in. It was sort of hit 1945, then things sort of became a lot more scarce. Panther battalions generally just had whatever they could get a hold of, so just full-on Panther battalions became rather rare in a sense. They could easily have a mix of Jagdpanzers and Panzerfoes, Stubes, Hetzers, you name it. Even Sturmpanzers even saw themselves suddenly thrown into a Panzer company. So there we go. Oh, Panther battalion. So there we go, we got the Panther out there. EC8, he needs to be careful though, he needs to keep near support. You can see he's actually pushed away a lot of the support there. He's actually further distancing himself from all support, which could make it easy hit for Porkepix to just knock it out. We've got a white phosphorus barrage down there to prevent the Germans from seeing too much. More movement in the southeast. Rather moving towards the Nego, catching the mortar. Noting, by the way, that Porkepix is not bothered with any machine guns. Vehicle needs to get out of there. Easily shooting across the ice. Good move there in the end. Almost got the mortar, and we got the Panther here. Driving straight through the white phosphorus. This doesn't quite care. Eastern Victory Pump support the variations. Good work. Forces charging 14 to the rifleman. Mortar white. Because they could find themselves in a bit of trouble. But there you go, incendiary grenade off. Rifle forced out into the open, but they still have, I think, an upper hand there. The folks are already too low on health. And there he goes, slowly wiped. Need to recruit that anti-tank gun though, Luciano. And we got the Stuart there moving towards here. Rifle going for the mortar. But there's a high likelihood of a wipe. Very high likelihood. At which point he's going to lose a rifle squad with veterans in a BAR, which is definitely not going to be worth it. Or in this case, he got reasonably lucky. Still lost the mortar, but he at least didn't lose the rifle. And that would have been, I think, the biggest loss. So we got the Panther up north here shooting. Not quite hitting. Salvaging the mortar this time around. Not needing it anymore. Just not wanting to spend manpower on it. There's certainly also an option there for Porkepix. Just feeling it is not worth it in the current circumstances. Fighting here in the east, rifle there. Oh, reaction being swarmed to the steel pioneers. Folks need to retreat. No chance of survival there if they stick around.
A capture point is under attack.
Panther waiting all the way up here in the cold north.
Points are down to 300.
There's something pushed back there by the Schwerer Panzer headquarters. 37 of them are flak, noting by the way in their orbital garden for Porkepix or the 21st Panzer Division.
Overrunning one of our capture points.
And kurz the reactions here wiped by the Sturmpioniere. And oh, managed to get out of it. Close, but not quite. Got the E-shape moving onwards there. And while in-game that has more frontal armour than a regular Sherman. In the actual war, the turret will have more armour, but the main chassis itself would not have been more armour. Though it wasn't uncommon in some tanks, just improvise thicker frontal armour, usually sort of the same thickness the Jumbo had, but obviously it wouldn't have the same thickness on the side of the rear or anything like that, so it wasn't quite the same level of protection, but it was something some Sherman crews would do, sort of improvising their own Jumbo Shermans. Got fortunately being pushed back though by a huge swarm, if not blocked there from Luciano. Panther there providing covering fire, going there for the northern victory point. He's going to need another EC8 soon enough to have a real chance to resolve this. Be careful in the meanwhile though. Getting off there, folks are taking losses. Gunning them down and they'll be next to cover their easy targets. But there you go, we got easy Kenner for hits there, we got the Panther moving in. Need to pull back the EC8, need to pull back the EC8 there, Luciano. Panther moving in there, getting in his sights. Bazooka's firing on the Panther, punching hit there, but the EC8's almost down. Oh, he gets knocked up by Kenner, who's too slow to get out of there. In this case, Porkepix knocks out Luciano's EC8, securing supremacy armor-wise. Now he's got the Panther and through it. With nothing to sort of severely challenge it, Luciano's only got one anti-tank and he's got plenty of manpower, but hasn't been bothered with more anti-tank than, for example. So he's in a rather bad spot here now as Porkepix advances.
Allied AT gun has been destroyed.
I mean, he can soon go for another EC8, but of course the question is, will it have a really big impact by then? I mean, the Panther certainly is slowly getting somewhere in terms of efficiency. There's also the option of the anti-tank, which just got the recruit will be added to Porkepix's arsenal and turned against Luciano. And of course, there's the Stuart supporting the Panther as well. Northern missions they're grabbed. Southern field will be secured by the echelons. Folks are moving up here. Healing and enforcement going on in Luciano's base. As for Porkepix, more or less the same here with another truck on the way. They're like with the mechanized regiment. He might be aiming for a King Tiger at this stage, which, I mean, at this point isn't a bad idea at all. He's got a nice amount of armor, he's got a nice amount of map. He's not in a huge risk of getting blown up all of a sudden if he goes for a King Tiger at this point. So, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense. And meanwhile, he's going for a third Sturm Pioneer squad. That's actually quite rare to see. He's not bothering with the orbital garden, but he's certainly bothering with the Sturm Pioneers. That's definitely interesting to note. And meanwhile, those Panthers going to need some repairs. And there you go, we got the second EC8 on the way there for Luciano and the 5th Armoured. And we got another M1 anti-tank on the way there for Luciano as well. Beacon crew there was as full gunners. That's not really a fair fight there at all. They have no chance at range. But there you go. Rather than flanking, the problem is in theory Volskis could flank those as well, on the other hand. In the south, you've got the student getting resistance almost wiping up, then engaging with his machine guns. Quickly, Ludwig! Yeah, I'm just trying to figure this scheiße out. So not using your symmetric system, so monkeys. Of North Point being secured, their reactions they're getting slowly blasted. Panther moving towards the centre. And there you go, second EC8 out there for Luciano, 50 caliber machine gun being mounted. Also, a fun fact about the Germans, you know, looting American equipment. They became very quickly adept at figuring out where American tankers would usually stow away all of their food and other goodies. Oh, fun aside fact there. Both were being pushed back by riflemen of the echelons. Some loss being inflicted on Luciano. Got the EC8 there, versus Stewart. Begin got stun rounds out here in front of him. Trying to stun up the EC8. There we go. Missing block damage. Panther moving in here. Anti-tanker setting up. But there you go. That connected course problems for the Germans to it. And there you go. Taking hits there from the EC8. Which misses, but the anti-tanker does not. He's even got armor-piercing rounds there to help versus the Panther. Good, good. But the Panther also falls back. Obviously, not finding it a very wise idea to engage such a position head-on. And there's nothing really to be gained from it. So, tactically, the Porkepix, I think, made the right decision there. Southern fuel bomb to cope with the Sturm Pioneers again. He's got 3 Sturm Pioneers. You generally don't see that very often. Certainly not across again. Usually they'll go for like 2 early on if they're playing something like with Fire Sturm or they're me. But generally, sort of early game, you won't see a player go for a lot of Sturm Pioneers. But Porkepix very much is. Rather than their close being murdered out, Sturm Pioneers are taking fire. You might want to consider Panther check on at least one of them. Almost got the rifle in there. Oh, bad news for Luciano. Closest Sturm Pioneers retreat. Oh, he's got Closer throwing them away. McKenna moving ahead. Panther for some reason holding back rather far there. And to tank, and those not moved up to support the EC8. That's definitely a mistake there by Luciano. But Kedman forgets the next one hit down the EC8. Veterans who won, folks are dealing with the rear echelons out the house. Storming up to support the Panther, I guess. Just sort of sit and wait with it. And he's managed to gain the western half of the map there, or northwestern half, while fighting's been going on around the cutoff point. But the problem is right now the retreat path for the unit here is rather in peril. Healing reinforcement going on here. EC8 being fixed up again. Hardweg ahead for the vehicle crew. Losses on the echelons. As the Panther just blasts away. And another unit wiped out here. In this case, Stewart pouncing upon them and annihilating them. Back here, healing reinforcement going on. Nothing further going on there really for Porkepix. Gone for the mechanized, yes indeed it is there. He's saving up for the King Tiger. He's saving up for the final push. More of the echelons form, going for the southern fuel pump. He needs to grab the point here as well, otherwise it won't matter much. Shots fired, got the Panther engaging. Going into the reactions there with its machine guns, threatening to violently dismember them. Got the EC8, the support mounted tank, and up trying to go here for the Panther. The Panther falls back here though. Prudent decision by Propagandacast. Up north, points have been secured. Stewart could do with some repairs. And over again, he's very much making use of this part of the map. Again, it is not just some kind of fairy tale, you know, told about in hushed tones. It's an actual place, the other half of Zamoski, and he's actually making use of it.
The enemy is overrunning one of our capture points.
Now his opponent got the entertaining and shooting. He was quick to use the armor piercing round, so that's good. That's good. Penson hitting on the Panther. In this case, though, there should have been a flanking element from the north there attacking in through here. That way catching Luciano a bit more in a sort of defensive situation. The Panther needs to fall back. Okay, we've almost got the EC8. There you go. Abandoned, rather than now getting murdered. Sturm Pioneers following up, sort of second wave, if you will, here for Porkepix and the 21st Panther to be short. And unfortunately, they could keep moving as well. For some reason, they seem to have forgotten about the northern half force there. Need to move a bit, including the Stewart. I mean, a quick assault through here could really catch Luciano in a bad position, but it's too late now. Anti-tank about to get murdered. We've got the Panther running ahead again. Anti-tank them down, and we need to possibly knock out the EC8. With this, though, Luciano has very little left on the battlefield. EC8 blown to smithereens. And there we go, Luciano surrenders. GG, game over. Nice play here by Porkepix overall. In part because he remembered this part of Samoski actually exists. I mean, really, it's just one of those very, very common flaws in Samoski. They kind of forget this half of the map exists. But again, Porkepix did not actually consistently use to attack, and again forced Luciano to have to defend more territory, which again, when used to correctly, rather increased the casualties for Luciano, because he clearly wasn't quite prepared for, managing that much at the same time, and that rather cost him a lot there. Plus, he had a better resource advantage. He went for the Panther fast, and actually I think able to go for a Panther reasonably faster than, say, Devem in yesterday's match. Also good use of the Goliath. Even the second one that was forced routine initially served a purpose to just keep his opponent away there. I mean, he could have used For the Fatherland, though. I mean, in that regard, he didn't use so much of the rest of the doctrine. I mean, For the Fatherland is a great ability. And, Sector Assault, I suppose, can be useful. If your son could also be nice. But overall, I mean, Porkepix just played really well. Luciano struggled in many ways. Again, got not enough focus on the few points, and at times sort of just got run off the map. But Porkepix, again, I think kept this better overall tactical side of the map and just was able to just keep Luciano in much worse position. Plus, he handled his armor to an extent better, though. Again, there was that surprise with the Panther 4, but that was followed up with the surprise with the steward being stolen. So, yeah, be careful where you pay the steward. It can be stolen right under your nose. So, there you go. This is Imperial Dane saying thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, had some fun. If you did, subscribe, like, share, and comment on it. This is Imperial Dane saying cheers, and thank you all for watching.